Floating in space, floating in love, floating in joy, floating in love, growing, 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 growing promises, chinks of light, promises of muffled sounds in the comfort darkness, comfort darkness, comfort darkness, swelling love. Break, 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 push, 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 break, push, breathe, gasp, slap, breathe, gasp, slap. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Not here, not now, not here, not here, not here, not. Oh, what's this? There's been a mistake. There's been a mistake. I can't be born here. I can't be born now. It's 1970. It's the Falls Road. They're killing each other out there. Put me back. Put me back. I need to speak to the boss. Who's in charge? Who's in charge here? God. 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 Where are you? God! You were here a minute ago. Why did you leave me? I took a wrong turn. I was meant to go to Honolulu and a ferrency practice yoga and eat organic baby food all day long among the trees and the flowers and the birds and the bees. Not with the bombs and shootings and killings and curfew. At 7 o'clock, my mother, she used to soak the towels in vinegar, put them around the windows to stop the tear gas from getting in. But it didn't really matter because it blew in the windows anyway. Don't leave me here. No, no. Oh my God. I'm going to grow up with a Belfast accent. Help! 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 They're going to feed me Ulster fries. I'm going to be 25 before I realize I don't have to be drunk. Don't leave me here. They're going to eject me. Oh! My name is Ursula Burns and I was born in Belfast. My journey has been about breaking down the stereotypical conventions of the harp and expressing my inner emotional world through music. But it didn't start with the harp. When I was wee, I used to visit the woman next door, and she had a piano, and she used to let me play it. For me, the piano was expansive like the ocean. Little notes would fall like raindrops, making melodies, and I'd get lost in music. And the wee woman would sit and nod and smile and hold the space for exploration. She was brilliant. One day she was gone and 6 men moved that piano into our house. And from that day, I filled my little blank book full of songs, searching for a chord and a lyric and ending up with a song. They were the happiest moments of my childhood because when I looked around Belfast, I really didn't want to be there. I failed everything at school. The word dyslexia didn't exist then. I remember even the nicest teacher, she put me in the bin and she put the lid on. And everybody laughed, and it was funny, and I laughed too. But the not so nice teachers, they would slap, and gradually I drifted through the safety net and into myself and into my own wee world. And that world was vibrant and colourful and full of music and a lovely place to be. But on the surface, by the time I left school, I deeply believed I was an introvert, and I deeply believed I was stupid. What I didn't know at the time was my daydreaming was actually saving my creativity. By the time I started St. Louise's secondary school, the troubles were raging, and seemingly everybody was raging. Everybody except Sister Genevieve. Sister Genevieve was the nun who was in charge of the school, and there was a rumour that the IRA called her the only man on the Falls Road. One day she walked out and she held her hand up, and all the fighting stopped. Then she marched 2,600 girls in brown and yellow uniforms down to Clonard to say Mass, and then back up to school again. And when we were all inside, all the fighting started up again. She was brilliant and she was bold. She was formidable, and she said, "You hold your head up high and you be proud of where you come from." But I found that really hard. Walking home from school one day, I stopped and looked about me. There were black flags the whole way down the road. There's army tanks and burning buses and helicopters swarming like slow-motion flies. And I just thought, there's something wrong. All this cannot be about religion. And the expression, the pain in people's faces. It occurred to me that the pain on one road would be exactly the same as the pain on any other road. I was using music and the piano to process the stress of growing up in Belfast. Small square parks remind me of cheap trickery and armchair piffle. Small square parks remind me of the pain dissolving in your eyes. Small square parks remind me of the pain of rejection, like a bolt from the blue. Told you I would be true, but pacts made in the dark are often thrown to the sharks. The pain in your eyes, the pain in your eyes. I can hear breaking glass, screeching brakes, children's laughs, vehicles out of control, control, control. This is where we shall end now. Where do we go? The pain in your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes. Small square parks remind me of Belfast winos, brown paper bags and vomit. Small square parks are waiting for the life that we bring, the life that we sing, the life that we take, the life that we break, the life that we breathe, the life that we need. We breathe, we breathe, we breathe, we breathe, we breathe. Small square parks are waiting for the life that we find, the life that we grind, the life that we hope, the life that we choke, the life that we breathe. We breathe, 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 we breathe. Small square parks. So I was 14 when I met Mike Maloney. Mike was a street performer from Australia, and I have no idea how he wound up on the Falls Road. But let me tell you this, in those days, a guy could get shot for wearing colourful jumpsuits like that. Mike said, "Do you know religion doesn't matter? Have you even heard of fun?" He taught me how to juggle and how to walk on stilts, and that made me feel tall. It was the first time I ran away with the circus, and we went round the north of Ireland performing shows. Sometimes our van would get stopped and searched by the army, and sometimes our street parades would turn into riots. And one day a brick just missed my head, and I was trailed up the road out of harm's way. But despite the danger of that, Mike offered us a childhood. He offered us fun. He offered us normality in not such a normal way. Hanging around with clowns taught me so much. Clowns celebrate failure. They explore failure. They explore every option. They use failure to their advantage to make people laugh. I was absorbing what years later I would bring to my work. It seemed totally ridiculous to take up a new instrument at the age of 25. But I didn't want to regurgitate what already existed. I wasn't interested in classical or traditional. I wanted to break the stereotypes of the harp. I wanted to knock the poshness out of it, to take it down a peg or two. So I began writing violent lyrics with really beautiful melodies and made an album, and then 5 more. And then I took it into theatre and circus and comedy and music. I wanted to take the harp where no harp had gone before, so I started performing in yurts and circus tents and toilets and burning fire escapes and horse boxes and flea pits, and even the boot of my car became a venue. Music for me was not a career path. It was a way of finding sanity in a crazy world. The people who inspired me in my life were brilliant and bold people who weren't afraid to express themselves, even in the most oppressive circumstances. In society, we're all conditioned to achieve, to be busy, to compete, to be successful. Well, I'm grateful that my dyslexia released me from that program. Can you imagine if we softened the stigma of failure and allowed the space for exploration, especially in schools? My son doesn't necessarily agree. He's in school and he can cope in the system, and he said a certain amount of competition's healthy and it's a good motivator. So what if we kept aspects of that but reorganised it so there was less casualties? Instead of looking at it as a hierarchy of success and failure, we could have right brain learning, left brain learning, integrated brain learning. What is the concept of failure even doing in the education system? The word education means drawing out. Can you imagine how much more healthy humans would be and society would be, and that we would all be if we all had the chance to contact, express, draw out, explore with, play with our beautiful inner clown? And you blow